Hello and welcome to the Shipper. The biggest headaches for cross-border traders are numerous checkpoints and long, confusing forms, to mention just two. Nigerian Shippers Council recently hosted the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, at its headquarters to discuss Trade Obstacle Alert Mechanism, TOAM, an initiative already in place to address these issues. This meeting and the outcomes will be the subject of today's program. We shall also be joining Abike Idowu for Tidbits, where the local and international maritime scenes will be x-rayed. Please stay tuned as we take a short break.
Nigerian Shippers Council, they to serve you well. No matter the problem, we go solve them for you.
Yes, so the Nigerian Shippers Council, they feel in a parole now for every level. And as soon as goods, they move from port A, go enter port B with a measure within on a need. For the Nigerian Shippers Council, we don't sharp proper to fit hear you wella, work with you wella, and help you fit serve your customers them better, no matter where them day. As we country port economic regulator, the Nigerian Shippers Council get every now to fit make government consider the problem where shippers them they face. Visit we office for number 4 or to buy your daily show your daily lane. Papa email us for nsc@shipperscouncil.gov.ng. We website now www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
For you, we dey
Nigerian Shippers Council with a meeting for the port of Nani.
Welcome back. My name is Rekia Zikru Yagoyaju. You're watching The Shipper, the flagship television program on the maritime sector, brought to you by Nigerian Shippers Council. The use of technology has seen to the reduction of a lot of the issues working against smooth cross-border trade for non-tariff barriers. Such barriers are subject to controversy and debate, as they may, on the one hand, comply with international rules on trade, yet serve protectionist purposes on the other hand.
Why should this be domiciled in the Ministry of Trade, which is very far away from here? Why didn't they call us to Abuja to come and listen to this? So if it is an emotion by this gathering, we are moving that this particular project TOAM be domiciled with the Nigerian Shippers Council.
I think the controller of SEMI, there's an issue. They put Igbo vegetable and they put pineapple on top. So the moment we did not sanitize our way to do trade, nothing can move in Nigeria.
With this background, let's hand over the reins to Lucy Inyambi as she presents the report of that tripartite meeting as compiled by Additional Abiodun.
Trade Obstacle Alert Mechanism, TOAM, is a means for cross-border traders to get their complaints addressed in real time. The Executive Secretary, Nigerian Shippers Council, Right Honorable Emmanuel Jime, in his welcome address at a sensitization workshop organized in conjunction with Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS Commission, and the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, at the Council's headquarters in Lagos, spoke on the timeliness of this initiative and the need to harness it for effectiveness.
I use this opportunity to restate the Nigerian Shippers Council's unwavering commitment to promoting trade and facilitating seamless cross-border transactions We have consistently embarked on initiatives aimed at enhancing trade efficiency and reducing barriers that hinder commerce within West Africa. The Nigerian Shippers Council's complaint unit is a testament to our tireless efforts in resolving shipping-related issues. We understand that disputes and challenges can arise during trade transactions. Hence, we have dedicated resources and expertise to swiftly address these issues, ensuring that businesses can continue their operations with minimal disruptions. Through advocacy and active participation in the modernization of port systems, we aim to usher in an era of more efficient and responsive trade infrastructure.
Mr. Justin Bailey, Principal Trade Advisor, ECOWAS USAID Operational Program, ECOWAS Commission, said, with the coming on stream of AFTA, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, African countries must have good trade facilitation processes in order to succeed.
Our counterparts, they are there in front of us, customs, immigration, and other public agencies, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Transport, etc., knowing that the private sector cannot solve the problem that they are facing alone. They must work closely with the public sector. And what we know from you, public sector, is that once the issue is reported to you, please kindly work on it and see how can we solve it. If TOAM must succeed depends on how quick you public sector agencies address some of the issues that are reported to you. Businessmen are, as we say, time is money. When I spend time to report a problem that I'm facing on the corridor, I do it once, twice, third time, maybe the fourth time I won't continue doing it. For me, it's not bringing statistic or gathering statistic of problems. For me, I want to have someone in front of me who must assist to solve my problem.
Overview of non-tariff barriers and how they affect the private sector, and overview of ECOWAS non-tariff barriers resolution mechanism, TOAM, were two papers presented by Mr. Vianney Lesafre, a market analyst at the International Trade Center. He explained the relevance of TOAM to private sector players in the movement of goods under the non-tariff barriers goods classification.
We are here dealing with a mechanism that is an online platform, very similar, I believe, to your complaint platform that you have, and we are going to study in depth about how to work together into bringing those mechanisms, not to replace or not to transform anything, but to see how to complement our activities. And I think it's very important that we work with you, the institution that already embarked inside this transparency travel. In the United Nations and with the ECOWAS Commission, we believe very much that the practical application of the regional agreements, binational agreements, or even now with the ICFTA at the continental level, will happen when every little steps, every little difficulties of the people that are actually doing this trade will be solved. So this is our task. As the complaint system of SNC, I understand, is not a tool that aims at pointing fingers or complaining of issues and it doesn't work. But it's a system that tends to understand the benefit and using the benefit of transparency to all together working toward solutions and not ignoring the inherent issues and obstacles that may appear in this very big market.
Chief Kajutan Agu, Director, Consumer Affairs Department, further explained the value of TOAM and its ability to help remove many of the bottlenecks faced by cross-border traders.
We recognize some loading points here in Lagos, like My 12 and the Yes, and what we not, these are the loading points. So even what we do is that we send our officers to these centers where they are loading, and we try as much as possible and discuss some of these issues with them in terms of these are the things you need to do when you are embarking on exportation to other neighboring West African countries. If it is agricultural product, you say, make sure you obtain your phytosanitary certificate.
A call was made to other agencies to assist Nigerian Shippers Council in removing obstacles encountered in traders across borders by Adora Nwonu, Deputy Director, Trade Services of Nigerian Shippers Council.
This event, like I said, couldn't have come at a better time because now we're talking about AFCFTA, how to remove obstacles to trade, particularly within the region, to achieve that integration we need, the competitiveness we so desire. This is the time. So that's why, like I said, this collaboration couldn't have come at a better time. Shippers Council, of course, we warmly welcome this collaboration. Like the topic aligns strongly with what we seek to achieve in Shippers Council, and that is what? Cost-effective shipment and delivery of your goods. That's one thing we seek to achieve.
Deputy Director, Nigerian Shippers Council's Complaints Unit, Mr. Daniel Orume, who was represented by Alhaji Bashir Ambi, gave details of how his unit is handling complaints emanating from cross-border trade.
We are mandated by Nigerian Shippers Council to amicably resolve all legitimate complaints from stakeholders. This includes providers of the service, consumers of the service, that are duly registered with Nigerian Shippers Council via Consumer Affairs Department. Then we liaise with regulatory services. Then we liaise with Legal Services Department in case of litigations. Then also we address any complaint, any assignment that will be given to us by the Chief Executive.
President, ECOM Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Mrs. Flora Takim Indifong, used the opportunity to call attention to the issue of lack of electricity supply to the Mfung Ekok border post and neighboring communities as one of many complaints.
Even a trans-international highway from Enugu all the way to Ikom, to Mfung, to Mombasa. Why are we ignoring it in the scheme of things? So please, ECOWAS, thank God you're here. Nigerian Shippers Council, thank God you're hosting us. Please, can we do something? To at least throw more light and project that corridor. Because there's so much businesses that can happen there.
Nigeria Customs Service, NCS, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and truck owners, amongst many others. They all called for the sanitization of cross-border trade. They said the welfare of truck drivers, who are the main movers of goods across borders, must be taken into consideration in all discussions.
There is no greater pleasure than a prompt response to a complaint and a means to be updated with the current relevant information. That's what TOAM, Trade Obstacle Alert Mechanism, brings to the table. Problems are always best tackled when all parties are gathered around the table to talk. Let's now join Abike Idowu as she fills us in on the goings-on in the local and international maritime scenes.
With a career spanning over 3 decades, Mr. Patrick Ehinire bids farewell to Nigerian Shippers Council at a send-forth party organized for him at the headquarters of the council. He started out as a planning officer and rose to the rank of Deputy Director Budget in the Strategic Planning and Research Department. Mr. Ehinire bequeaths a legacy of efficiency and effectiveness. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer, who was represented by Director Strategic Planning and Research Department, Mr. Olurotimi Anifooshe, praised the retiree for his significant contributions to the council and described him as a staff who charted a course of excellence.
The Nigerian Shippers Council has been so blessed to have you, Mr. Patrick Ehinire, as our staff. Your biographer said he joined in 1991. I am fortunate to have joined the council in 1992. When I joined, You didn't appear to us as an officer that joined a year earlier than us. You appeared as an officer that has been with the council over the years, because you were so visible and so instrumental to making sure that financial considerations as regards the council were all promptly attended to. You've moved all over, and for every place that you've worked, the council became better by your contributions.
Colleagues also expressed their admiration of Mr. Patrick's character.
I'm always begging, please, we should always try to be like Mr. Patrick, so that on your retirement day, people will not be coming here, they will be speaking a lot of things, while those of us at the back will be saying, this is not who he is.
Yeah.
We want, when people said yes, they will say, yeah, it has happened. This is the person, this is the person, this is the person. So please, all what they have said here, I was in that department, is a true definition of Mr. Patrick.
When there is crisis, he is the one that fixes it and brings back peace. And he is a man that is thorough in his job. He is a man that when you work with him, you will be happy.
He saw the hidden potentials in me and he wanted it to blossom. So he gave me that opportunity. Sincerely, I want to say thank you, sir. That is why I wrote this for you, sir. Please permit me to read it out. It's not more later. Not every employee is lucky enough to have an amazing boss like you, Mr. Patrick, who is everything in one. A father, a friend, a teacher, a guardian, a coach, a role model, a mentor, and a disciplinarian. Sir, you make working hard easy by inspiring us, listening to us, and you really know how to bring out the best potentials within us. You are a good leader. You have always led with respect and kind words.
He was the head of division before he retired, and he's been all in all. He's been like a father, he's been like a mentor, and everything about budget, he has put me through that. And I can categorically tell you that it's a good mentor. And apart from that, he's equally a gentleman to the core. He's a gentleman to the core. If you have personal issues and you go to him, you'll find solution. He's a perfect man.
The celebrants expressed gratitude to colleagues and management for the opportunities to serve the nation through Nigerian Shippers Council.
Advice for the management is that people should take a cue from what I did. Mentorship is very, very important in an organization, and that when you are interacting with your colleagues, you should see them as team members, not boss-servant relationship.
Prominent stakeholders in Nigerian maritime sector, including Nigerian Shippers Council, recently gathered to discuss the importance of the blue economy during a roundtable organized by the League of Maritime Editors. Executive Secretary and CEO of the Council, Emmanuel Jime, who was represented by Director Consumer Affairs Department, Chief Kajitan Agu, highlighted the blue economy's economic potentials and called for collaborative efforts to harness these potentials for sustainable growth and revenue generation.
No country can develop the blue economy on its own. Why am I saying so? My good friend mentioned it, the issue of security. Because when you look at the security, especially within the Gulf of Guinea, if there is an attack on our territorial water, before you know it, they're already in Benin Republic. If you chase them for Benin Republic, they're already in Ghana. They move along the coast. So the criminal activity within the water domain is interlinked. And that is the more reason why the AU suggested that the development of the blue economy had to be based on inclusive development. The relevance of the blue economy is very, very clear. Very, very clear. When you look at the Southeast Asian countries, 60% to 70% of their nutrition come from the sea. It came from the sea. Back home here, when we start growing old, we are advised to eat only fish. Am I correct? It came from the water. Also, in terms of connectivity, the world is connected by water. When you look at the volume of import and export moved by the sea, is 90%. If you look at it in terms of value, around 70%. So you can see the importance of the blue economy. In fact, the entire space, global space, 75% of the global space is water. So we cannot do without water, and we cannot run away from it.
The League's president, Chief Timothy Okorocha, expressed gratitude to stakeholders and emphasized the League's role in developmental journalism and advocacy for Nigeria's maritime industry.
He humbly applied the chair who says, it is not how far, but how well. In our situation, and to assure you all that the League is fully back to providing the missing nexus in the industry with regards to developmental journalism and the essential advocacy that all nations of the world depend upon to nurture their peculiar circumstances and to build their capacities through responsible, objective and critical media.
The stakeholders praised the League's efforts and urged it to use its newly inaugurated secretariat for the benefit of the shipping sector.
I remember during the time of Okonjo-Iweala, we confronted her. He said they need IGR to run their business. What is the purpose of the budget? An organization will raise an IGR of, let's say, 200 million. You say pay 40% to government. Whatever you do with the rest is over to you. Are you not encouraging it? So once you encourage the IGR for the department, you're also encouraging the personal GR for those who are going to implement that IGR. And then you want corruption to stop, you cannot stop. Please, let us find a way to address these issues and utilize this place. This place must be utilized. Let's call members, try and call any departmental head that will need to talk with you. Most of them want to talk. Some of them are handicapped. Some of them will even say they don't know what you know that is happening in the port. And everybody wants to latch on to get a take so as to help individual. We are helping ourselves. We are not helping this nation. Our time will come, will go, just like we are retiring now. Everybody will pass away, but what are you leaving behind? That's the issue.
We're still urging stakeholders in the maritime sector to explore our website at www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng to gain ample knowledge of the services we provide and to lodge any complaints they may have. It's time to check our register for complaints received from 1st to 7th October 2023. During the period, we received a total of 8 complaints and they are all ongoing investigations. The type of complaints include fraudulent demand, pilferage, excessive demurrage, intentional delay, and disinfestation charge. Now, let's redirect our attention to advancements in the wider world's maritime sector. ABS and Crowley, 2 Florida-based marine companies, have joined forces to explore the use of augmented reality (AR) and virtual reality (VR) technologies in marine environments. Crowley has already implemented AR technologies on selected vessels, enabling remote technicians to collaborate with onboard crew using Google technology. The partnership with ABS will involve a pilot project for classification-related survey support activities, including virtual walkthroughs and live streaming using remote and hybrid survey techniques. The aim is to enhance safety, efficiency, and reliability in maritime operations. Moving on to regulatory matters, the Australian Maritime Safety Authority, AMSA, has imposed a 90-day ban on the Marshall Island-flagged container ship Big Lily from Australian waters due to serious safety and maintenance issues. AMSA's inspection found significant defects in the ship's watertight integrity, main engine, and safety equipment. This is the second detention for the Big Lily this year, and its operator, V-Ships Greece, has a poor compliance record. AMSA emphasizes that ship owners and operators are responsible for maintaining their vessels to meet minimum international standards, and maintenance issues can lead to serious consequences. And that's it on Tidbits for this week. Till next time.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
All too soon, we have reached the end of today's program, and so we drop anchor here. Until we come your way again next week, we bid you calm waters and fair winds in the week ahead. Do have a swimmingly great week.